this episode, I'm going to be talking about something that is imperative you understand if you're in business. And I want to start by sharing that, over the last 10 years, I have worked with some brilliant business coaches and some maybe not so brilliant, but I have worked with some brilliant business coaches over those years. And each time I have learned something and I got some results and I got clearer on my messaging and I built stronger offers and better structures. And I could always implement what was taught to me. And I'd usually see some progress. But what I noticed was a pattern that kept repeating. And this is something that I've seen in my clients as well. And when I worked this out, this is exactly what motivated me to start building out my first business and mindset coaching programs. That was a couple of years ago when I started business coaching, business and mindset coaching. And so the pattern that I noticed that would repeat was that I would get to a certain level in my business and then I would plateau. And for a long time, I thought I just needed another strategy, a better funnel, a new niche, a different coach. And it always felt like, okay, this time, this is going to be it. But eventually, it actually did hit me and I realized what was going on. And it wasn't about doing more. It was about being more aligned. It was about feeling safe to receive more, to be seen more, and to hold more, and to be paid more. None of that was actually a strategy issue. It was a nervous system and identity issue. And so once I stopped chasing the next how-to and started focusing on what was happening inside of me, that's when everything started to shift. Not just in how much money I made, but in how I felt about my business and my clients and even about myself. Now, if you've been on a personal development journey and you're a coach or a practitioner or a service provider, you would know that you've done a lot of work on yourself about all kinds of things. But this is what we really need to know is that our personal development is contextual. So there are different elements of our life that we need to work on at different times. And then there's also different levels of how we can move up. So there was a time in my business when I first started my business that I was like, yes, I want to make 100 grand a year and that will be amazing. And I knew that I wanted it, but it seemed so foreign to me that I wasn't 100% convinced how I was going to do it or that it would happen, but I was just determined to keep going until. And of course, then, I made six figures and I've been making over six figures for quite a few years now. But once I got there, that just felt like the new normal. And then each time I was building up from there, I would hit these spots where I had to do deeper work with myself. And I see this in my clients all the time. And this is not limited to a starting your business thing. I've seen this with people who are, yes, wanting to get to six figures. I've also seen it in people wanting to get to seven figures. I've seen it in people who are at eight figures wanting to get to nine figures. It happens at every level. And one of my clients that I've been working with in recent times, she had a very similar experience of this, and she was doing everything right? She was showing up on socials. She was putting out offers. She was being consistent. She was getting better at her hooks. She had her value stack and her, everything sorted out with her calendar and her schedule and all of those things, but it just wasn't translating into results. And she was getting pretty frustrated, right? Because she felt like she was ticking all of the strategy boxes, right? I'm doing this. I've set up my website. I'm doing my newsletter. I'm putting out offers. I'm posting in Facebook groups. I'm, doing all those kinds of things, but she was still feeling very unseen. And until we got underneath what was going on and got to the root of it. So what we actually uncovered was that while she was visible on the outside, she didn't actually feel safe to be seen. And that was because there was a part of her that was always bracing for criticism, rejection, or judgment. And so she had this very subtle but very powerful energetic wall up. It was like a defense wall that was always up. And when we got to the core of it and worked on releasing these old patterns, and it's all stuff that goes back to childhood. When we released all that stuff, she started to feel safe in her body and she could regulate her nervous system, and she felt very grounded in the truth of who she was and how she could help people. And she stopped trying to perform and started allowing herself to be present. And one of the things that I notice when I'm coaching people is that I can see the shift. Right? I can see the shift in people. It happens and I can feel it. So I'm a very visual kinesthetic person. So I can see what things feel like. If you're an NLP person, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a visual kinesthetic synesthesia. But for the rest of you, it's like I can just see what things feel like and I get a sense of congruence or non-congruence. It's why I'm very good at getting to the root cause of what's going on for people. And so all of these things, they come down to patterns from childhood and these kinds of things. But when we resolved it, it was like I felt like I could see her more. This happened in my office, in front of my eyes. It happens quite a lot where I help people release stuff, old patterns, and all of a sudden it's like I can see more of them. Their energy becomes bigger. It's like you get more of a sense of who they are. And as humans, we all sense energy, right? We all sense energy. And when you can see more of a person and you can feel more a sense of them, then they feel safer. They feel like you feel like you know who this person is and what they're about. And so they feel more emotionally consistent because unconsciously we're all looking for emotional consistency in people so that we can feel safe. And if people have a mask up or guard up, it's very hard to tell what their emotional frequency is. Apart from it might feel, if they feel defensive, it might feel like they could get upset easily. And that's not emotional consistency and that doesn't feel safe and it drives people away. So we did a lot of work. We cleared all this stuff up and she's now having record months in her business. Right? She's getting booked at capacity. And it's not because she changed her strategy at all, but it's because she aligned with it, because she became a container that felt safe to receive clients and money and visibility and attention. Right? This is really, really important thing of being able to do this, because then clients suddenly feel like they don't need to do anything for her, that she's going to provide for them. And this is the exchange. When you're a coach or practitioner or a therapist, if your clients get a sense energetically that you need them to make you feel good about yourself, or that you need to make sure that you show up in a way that doesn't upset them, then it doesn't feel safe. You need to be in a space where you're like, I'm all good in myself. I feel safe. I feel grounded. I feel like I've got good boundaries. I feel like I've got a good energetic container. And from this space, I've got plenty of room to welcome you in and help you with what you need. That is magnetic. And so that's why things have started changing around for her very, very quickly and consistently. So this is the piece that so many people miss, because you can't build a sustainable business on a nervous system that's in survival or defense mode, right? Because if part of you still doesn't feel safe to be visible, to be judged, because like it's not about going, oh, I've got a fear of people judging me, so the solution to that is realizing that nobody's going to judge me. No, the fact is people are going to judge you, right? People are going to judge you. People are going to think bad things about you. People are going to talk about you. And guess what? They already are. So what? It doesn't even matter, right? Because you have to be okay to be perceived by other people. There's people saying lots of good things about you. There's people who love you. There's people who want to see you win. There's all of those things that exist at the same time. But if part of you doesn't feel safe to be visible, to be judged, to receive more money, to hold more clients, or to even set clear boundaries, then your system will unconsciously resist growth. It will block the very thing that you're asking for, but not because you're broken, but because your unconscious mind is trying to protect you. Oh, thank you, unconscious mind, for trying to protect me. How about you just tell me what it is I need? Well, it does, and it tells you in very subtle ways. And this is the work that I do with my clients, is really unpacking what is it that your unconscious mind needs so that you can feel safe. And I've been doing this for so long. I've done it for myself. I've done it for so many other people that it happens very quickly. I recognize the patterns in people very quickly, and we shift things very quickly. And that's why people refer to me all the time, because I get really good results in that space. I love it. It's good fun for me doing this work. But this is why that some people do less and they get better results and they receive more, right? It's not because they're lucky. It's because they are congruent and aligned with what they want. And there's no friction between what they say they want and what they believe they can hold energetically, right? And I talk about energetics because money is energy, attention is energy, right? Anything that is a resource, time, money, attention, all is energy. Your emotions also have energy. Your frequency, energy. Your thoughts also have energy and a frequency. And this isn't woo-woo, it's science. There's machines that can record this stuff now and measure brain waves and all kinds of stuff without even touching your head. And so energetically, you have to be aligned with what you say that you want. Otherwise, you're not going to achieve it, and you certainly won't achieve it consistently. So a lot of people don't realize that they are chasing strategy to avoid feeling the discomfort of expansion. Okay, people jump around from coach to coach, from course to course, from niche to niche, looking for the magic pill, right? The magic answer, when actually deep down, it's not a strategy problem that they're trying to solve. It's a self-permission problem, right? Permission to take up space, permission to be seen, to lead, to earn, to receive, to share what it is that you think, to put your offers out in the world, right? To let it be easy. That's another thing, right? The difficulty that people create for themselves, it can actually be easy. But this is the thing, right? Magnetism in business. And I talk about magnetism because when we talk about energy and attraction, what draws people in, it's energetic. And magnetism in business doesn't come from being perfect. It doesn't come from being perfect at all. It comes from being present. It comes from being very clear and true to yourself. Authenticity is one of the most powerful states, and that is magnetic. Okay, when you can fully see who somebody is, what they're about, what they believe in, the truth of who they are and what they have to offer, people flock to that, right? And this is being aligned, feeling safe to show up in your power without having to perform, without having any kind of pretense, without having to try to make yourself out to be something other than what you truly are. This is the core of what I teach in my programs, not just the practical side of offers and messaging. And I can tell you, I'm very, very practical when it comes to business. I run a very lean business. I have very clean, simple structures, and I manage my time effectively. I'm extremely good at breaking down exactly what goes into someone's program, how they price it, their messaging, who their ideal client is, all of that stuff, right? But that's not all of it. It's the internal structure that makes all the difference in your business. So that's the structure inside of you, your beliefs, your values, your emotions, how you feel in your nervous system. Because when you're internally aligned, you don't need to push, right? You don't need to hustle. Clients will find you. And this is the thing that I do now. Like, I am very visible. People tell me all the time, Toni, I feel like I see you everywhere. And I also consistently get clients randomly drop into my business who have been referred to me from conversations that I've had over time. Because I keep showing up, I'm in that energy of receiving. People just keep dropping in. And so this is what it is that you want to create for yourself, right? And so if you have been doing all of the things and you still feel like something's missing, if your business isn't reflecting the level of effort or care and talent that you're putting in, if you are over delivering and undercharging, if you are feeling burnt out, and you know that deep down, your next breakthrough isn't about doing more, but about being more in alignment with who you really are and what you really offer and what you're here for and who you help, then I have recorded something for you. You'll find it in the show notes underneath this recording. And this is the Magnetic Business Matrix Masterclass. This is a masterclass that I've recorded so that you can just get access to it straight away. And I go deep into the 5 levels of freedom in life and business and the structure and the 3 core pillars around energetics and strategy and structure that you need to build a business that feels good for you and just attracts your ideal clients. Now, when I say attracts your ideal clients, I'm not talking about you're going to sit on the couch and do nothing and they're going to knock on your door. No, you're going to do the things in a very simple and clear way, and clients are going to be drawn in because of the energy that you have. And so, like I said, it's already recorded. You can go straight there and download it straight away. And it's free, it's real, and it will shift how you see your business and yourself, because the truth is your business is meant to support you, not stress you out. You're meant to be paid to be you, doing the amazing work that you were born to do, helping people and making a positive impact on the world. And you get to do that in a way that feels very safe and aligned and powerful and fun. We must be having fun in our business, right? So go straight to the notes under this video, show notes, check it out. There's a link there. Download that, the Magnetic Business Matrix Masterclass. You can watch it straight away. It goes for about an hour or a bit over an hour. Take lots of notes and you'll get a lot out of that, I promise you. So thanks for being with me today for this episode. And remember, wherever you are in life and business, you're not behind. You are exactly where you're meant to be right now. And if you want to be somewhere else, just start today. Take a step in the right direction, download that masterclass, and let me know what hits for you, what lands. I'd love to know. Send me a message, DM me, send me an email, and I will speak to you next episode.